I know that you have a mission in life. You have a purpose, right? You kind of solidify what you're doing right now. And I know that that constantly evolves. What sense of purpose and mission kind of guides you, and how does power play into that?
I keep wanting to bring this back to cannabis, but I think that the global question here is that we're talking about really is how does, power come into all of this pieces of it. Mm-hmm. And we talk about this almost daily.
Yeah,
we do. Kelly and I talk about the whole power structure daily and what it is. And especially for young women to start to understand what power is. And I had the great pleasure of being on Governor Jared Polis's transition team. We looked at about 350 resumes. The resumes that came in and these are top qualified people that are looking to be in the governor's cabinet. So the people that are applying are all some top-notch folks with amazing resumes. The men put so much on their resume, and they were the creator of this and the developer of that, and they led the team that went up the mountain and slayed the dragon. They were there, and the women come back with, well, I helped make the plan to slay the dragon, when it was actually her that went up the mountain and slayed the dragon. So it's funny how those words and how men describe what they do and what women describe what we do. Yeah. And we downplay ourselves. And I've often felt like it's because, I don't know why it is. I'm not real sure why we downplay, you look wonderful today. Oh, and I was feeling a little tired. I don't know. My eyes were a little bit puffy.
And I'm
feeling kind of chubby, and I'm like, you look wonderful. Start with that, right? And I want women to feel just empowered all the time, and it's interesting how we just shrink. Yeah. And I don't know why.
Can you talk a little bit about that nice versus the mission at hand, and how women kind of navigate that space?
Haley always brings us up because
I love it.
As we were kind of talking, you got to put everything in context. Because so many women are so concerned with being nice and being liked. So many CEOs are, so and so is mad at me or whatever. And I think part of the speech when I got there, I talked about it. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck about being nice. Mm-hmm. It just, if you think I'm nice, great. If you don't, I don't care, because my purpose is I'm not here to be nice. I'm here to run a company. Now, I don't think I'm mean. I don't go out of my way to be a mean person but I would be surprised if anybody described me as nice. Oh, there's Wanda, she's really nice. Not that I'm not, but that's not what my purpose in life is to be. There's nothing wrong with being nice and nothing wrong with being thought of to be nice. I just don't know if nice in business or in leadership is a quality that gets you where you want to get to. I'm not saying you don't have to be nice to get along with people. I can just see everybody be like, oh God, all the emails I'm gonna be getting. Honestly, you have to be nice. No, I think that you're nice and you are generally pleasant and polite to people. But I think women go out of their way to be nice. I don't want somebody to be mad at me. Oh, I don't want to tell them this because I don't want them to be mad at me. Yeah. If I've got something going on, I'm real direct about it. Hey, Kaylee, ABC. And then once we got ABC, I'm done with it and past it. So then I don't have to, walk around mad because I'm mad and I want to tell Kaylee something and I can't tell her because I don't want her to think I'm not nice. And now I'm being petty and, not, she's like, what's wrong with you? I'm not talking to you. I just kind of feel like we got a job to do. Yeah. We got a job to do. Absolutely. We got a job to do. And I think part of that comes from, my military upbringing. My father was military. My father was a wonderful man and he was a lot of fun. He was, terrific, but I always knew where I stood with my dad at every given moment,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I found interesting is you have a military background. You grew up with a very special relationship with your father. What was the moment where you recognized your power, in your journey so far? Like that moment where it clicked, like, I am in control of this. This is not being done to me.
You know what? It's really funny for me because I was raised by a single parent father. Mm-hmm. And, my dad got custody of me when I was 9 years old. Mm-hmm. And my dad and I had this amazing relationship. People are like, oh, you were like your dad's princess. No, nothing like that at all. My dad raised me pretty tough. Mm-hmm. I was raised on a ranch. And I remember we used to go riding, horseback riding all the time. And down at the end of our street, so we lived up on a hill, dirt road, down at the end of our street was a great big pasture. And at the end of the street, when I got down to the end of the street, and I was just learning how to ride a horse, I went from my pony to a horse. And Dad got me a big 16.5 hand horse. It was a horse.
Yeah.
I was 9. And at the end of the street, my dad made me do something called hit the field, which meant that you had to hit the field, like full on gallop, like just hit the field. So we'd be going down and my dad's like, you ready? You're gonna hit the field. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to hit the field, Dad. I don't want to hit the field. He's like, no, you're gonna hit the field. You're gonna go on the field, you're gonna hit the field, control the horse, hit the field. And I was just like, falling, And, after 2 weeks of that, the excitement changed. You know what I mean? I was on the horse and I'm like, Dad, you ready? We're gonna go hit the field, And it's just those kind of things when I think about it in life, when you remove the word can't from your daughter's vocabulary, it's not about helping your daughter when she falls down and skins her knees. It's not about being mean. You help her up, but you dust her off and she goes on. You know what I mean? I guess I think about that with my dad, and then I think about the military, and I remember, to pass the military workout routine, you had to do 100 sit-ups in 3 minutes, run 3 miles, and I forgot what the other one was. Push-ups, 100 push-ups. And I remember on the first PT test, I could do about 3 push-ups, couldn't do any pull-ups, and I could do maybe a half a push-up. And I was like, there's just no way I'm gonna be able to do this. And what the military did for me is it removed the word can't, because once again, a month later, a month and a whole lot of 4:30 morning and a whole lot of physical pain. But after that, you saw your body transform, and you saw yourself, 100 sit-ups, no problem. You just did them, and it just takes the word can't out. So if I could hit the field and I could do 100 sit-ups, well, you know what? I can lead this battalion of 52 men. You know what? I can start this business in cannabis. But what I learned through it is when you hold your head up and you hit the field, people will follow you because they think you know what you're doing. As long as you don't tell them you don't, all good.
What do you see as some of the main issues related to power in regards to women in leadership? Like, what are some of these main issues that women kind of need to push past in order to embrace their power in leadership positions?
Worried about being liked. Leaders are seldom liked. I often use, I'm not comparing myself or anybody else to them, but if Mother Teresa and Jesus Christ weren't liked by everybody, you stand no chance of being liked. So, so be more concerned about being respected, be concerned about being effective, be concerned about, how you motivate people. And I think that the biggest problem with women in leadership is that we don't take power. I keep hearing women saying, they're mad and I got passed over for this again, or, no one asked me to, run for office or whatever it may be. And you've got to stand up and say it. You know what I mean? I want this job.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the biggest issue with women with leadership is that we don't grab it. And I've often said power is never given. It's always taken. And if you ain't a bad enough bitch to take it, you ain't a bad enough bitch to wield it.
Woo! Catch. Catch.